So it seems since the elite wrote the Bible that they did not want us to understand the revelation. So this is the papal seal, which is two keys. So when we were discussing Orion, then in the key of Solomon, Orion seems to show the way, it says, because on this figure you can go and follow the outer stars have got a dash, the dashes, and you connect them all. So one is down here that goes up, 2 is that one, 3 is that one, 4 is this one. You end up with the Pleiades if you do this on this one. So can't they just say the Pleiades are what we want to have people to look at? So here are the Pleiades again. It's 7 stars, so it must be those. That might be Orion. Yeah, and that's Egypt, all in all. This is Gizeh. So is it just that the elite likes the stars so much? Well, here we got some depiction in the Dendera temple, and this zodiac depicts a bull's leg, the yellow thing that is there instead of the Pleiades. So even they were obsessed. And when we go back as far as we can, Gilgamesh, which is the very first myth, here you got bull man, Gilgamesh and his worker Enkidu, both of them stray the bull of heaven. Okay, and this one we already know is Inanna. She's got a lot to do with our Christianity symbols that we encountered so far, because she's got the bull's horns, she's got this one in Vatican Square in front of the church there. We got the lion here. She herself is a female deity. Well, the wings, the hook. So Inanna, she was goddess of, it's again everything, love, fertility, warfare. And she was from Uruk. And as we learned, because of bull, Baal, this is for Baal worship. And it's the Semitic bull god, El. And he's all about fire. So you burnt this bull and it heated up, and then you put children onto his hands for sacrifice. So the Bible, the Old Testament, tells us not to do as those people do in the Baal cult. That's what the Bible is talking about. Don't do these offerings. Yeah. So let's go back to where we started with God's name. So it was a bull's head and a shepherd's staff. We actually started here and now we are like back here again. So that one I wanted to show you because it's in March that you have the first Judaic festivity happening, kind of, and why it is important to know about cataclysmic events. Of course, it would be important. Like here, the so-called appointed time. Here it says March. It's like 2016 because we can never know what year it will be exactly. When you study what Gilles Brossard found out, then you will see that it has been sometimes more or sometimes less than 360 years that this planet crossed Earth's path. So here again you have Virgo, here you have Leo, and then you have kind of this constellation the Revelation talks about. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. That's what I showed you before. Here are 3 more planets around, and Virgo will have the moon at her feet, and the sun will be in her birth canal this September the 23rd. Someone says on internet, and Gilles Brossard says it's this March. It has already happened. Because now we have the 31st March. Well, and this I showed you would be the path that this thing does. So maybe plasma, the fourth way that matter can be. You might want to Google that. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show you, because we all know that the Bible is a history record, and then suddenly, because it was not altered anymore, it's a warning for the future. And with all those symbols that we see around this religion, and the obsession with death, like all the churches have these dead people buried under the altar and everywhere actually and so on, it really might be that the whole Bible thing is about a planet that will go around the sun and be of danger to us. When this has happened, we won't have any sunlight. So many volcanoes will be erupting. We won't have food for years, perhaps. Also, when this has gone, then we have to take care about the Dalton minimum, which will bring a lot of cold years, maybe years without a summer. Not because of the volcanoes, but because it will just be cold. We will have to go down to Africa to grow food. Yeah. So to finish this up, I wanted to conclude that it might be this flood that has happened twice. Scientists admit twice it has happened, but recently we don't really know of. So if you have the New Testament and Jesus, how he is talking to us through the Bible, really helps us to be better people. Okay, we can integrate this into our lives, but we would be doing this anyway. We are humans. we developed since year 0 as well. And even the Reformation isn't of great help, because they are so scripture obsessed. And now they say, oh, the Pope is having Sundays instead of Saturday. So what does it matter what day you celebrate when you go counting through your whole year in 7 rows, in rows of 7? That's stupid to do anyway. We should be living much more freely. So I'd say today the church and the religion just is a vehicle to force taxes of us, and otherwise there is a lot of stuff written in the books in the Vatican Library, and I really wonder, we have seen the good internet site they provide from their churches all over and stuff. It's really, yeah, a strange thing that they don't give us all these informations that are in there and stay in this fantasy, mystic, religion stuff. Voila. I may be ending right here. This is the most important picture. Bye bye.